Hello YouTube, thank you for clicking this video. So today let's see how to draw this beautiful scenery. And yeah, if you're new to this channel, please go down and hit the subscribe button. We're gonna do more and more videos like this. So to start off with, let me just start with this small hut here. I just have a basic idea of what I should do, so I'm just doing this so all the beginners can follow the same steps. Just do these two beautiful lines and just pull the strokes down so it looks like the head of the hut. Yes. So once this is done, we can just go for the body of the hut. Let me just pull this down here. Yes. So let me add the small door. And you know what, I don't want this to be a lonely hut, so let me add one more next to it. This one I can make it a little bigger because let us keep two different type of huts. I don't want to do the same thing. So you can just add some effects on the roof of the hut. These are just strokes. I'm just making a slight strokes on them so it looks so beautiful and natural when you do that. Just cover it up a little bit with some strokes. Yeah, now it looks a little bit good. Now again, once this is done, let me go to the body of the hut. Let me put a door there and let me put some shading to the door. So this gives some effect like some light is coming out of that, and let me add a window. Same thing, let me shade it here. And you can see some beautiful small grasses. I'm just adding some small grass over here, and when you shade the land it gives the effect of some way, some path is over there. So let me split this scenery, and this would be my land here on which the hut is standing. Just do any random shape, pull it down a little bit. So this will give the effect like the hut is standing on the top of the land and there is some distance for the bottom land and the top one. There's some height, you can create this, and by doing these small lines you can create the steps. So let me create a small path from there to the steps. This I can do it just by creating some small strokes. This will give an illusion like the lines are going to meet it. And just let me add some small plants here. Bend the pencil. Use some small circles in a shading pattern. By these circles you can create the feeling of the plants, and you can just pull some stems there. Let me add some small grasses there. Shade the land just to give some effect. As I have explained you in the one of my other videos where I have done a lesson for how to draw mountains, you can see that video where I have explained how the shading is done. So consider one region to be darker and stick to that. So in this video I am considering the tip and the corners of the landscape. What I have done is darker, that means the light is falling from the other side, and let me stick to that. You can use your hand for just blending these shades. Keep the corners dark. If you want to keep the other side dark, and keep the other side dark and keep the corners light, but stick to one side, don't do it on both sides. This will give some life to those landscapes. Just blend that. Extend it a little bit towards the bottom because I'm planning to do some water, still water there. So keep the corners dark. So this will show you the partition between on the top and the bottom. I'm doing the same thing here. Keep the tip dark, extend the bottom, just pull the little bit light shade over to your left, make the corners dark, blend it. This will give the 3D effect. Keep going with this. See, you can already see how beautiful it looks. It looks like different foldings of that land. For these steps, do the same thing, but one by one. Give some gap between one another. Let me draw a line here, and through that line I'll pull the black dark shade, so this adds the illusion for the step standing outside. Keep playing with these shadows, so you can do however you like. You can add one more line, you can add one more partition. It's just that your wish. You can do however you want. And they're sharpening the steps so it looks good. Extend that so when we do a water in the bottom, so it looks good, because the shadow of the land at the corner is going to fall darker on the water side. So let's extend these lines and give a small shading there. It gives the feeling of the reflection. Keep doing this. So you can see how beautiful the land looks now. Now let me add some small tree here. All you gotta do is just pull some line and follow that line, darken that line, some small curve, add some small plants at the bottom, just pull some stems and then use your shading skills. Just rotate, make some small circles on that, and it should look like a plant. And you can use shading on the land as well, just to get that effect. This goes on and on. Whenever I go near that, so I touch something and I feel like doing more and more good. So just add the curves to the trees, from where you can start making the leaves. Let me consider it a coconut tree, so I'm just pulling the leaves from there. Add some small circles. It looks like there's some coconuts. Keep going with this. You just have to play with strokes. This drawing is all about strokes. Just add small strokes to do the coconut leaves. It's all just strokes. And add some circles to make it look like it has coconuts in the tree. Now let me make some plants here, because I don't want to make it look empty. All you gotta do to do the plants is just pull some strokes and then use your shading skills. Make small circles there. Let's not leave this land empty, so let's make small grasses here and there, so it gives an impression of there is something. Since it's a lesson for beginners, I don't want to do advanced stuff here. I don't want to make it complicated. Just keep it plain and just make some small grasses there. So give some shade here at the partition of your land and the sky. This will never get over, does it? Because you're never satisfied. This looks good. Let us give some one more tree here, because it kind of it was looking empty, so I'm just adding one more tree. Do the strokes. So now this tree is done, and this landscape looks good now. So let me add a small effect in this right corner, because I don't want this to look empty. So hold your pencil in a shading angle and just make small circles, nothing else. You're just making small circles. It's easy to do. Half circle, semicircle, whatever you want to call it, just make it. It should look random, and keep the corners dark and go lighter towards you go inside. So keep the corners dark. This gives you the feeling of you're making a bush or some kind of landscape there. Add some small grasses. Just pull your pencil in random angle, because grasses are never in same shape or any perfect shape, so you can do random shapes there. You can just pull your pencil from the shading angle. And then use your finger for blending them. Now play with this water. Put some small lines, and try to make it little curvy lines as well, following the pattern, which makes it looks like waves, like the water is hitting the landscape and coming back. It can give you that feeling. Make the corners dark. Let me add some trees at the partition, so it's like some distant trees. So just use your pencil in the shading angle and just make some random shapes. Keep going with that. So it's like there are some trees at the far distance. Let me make some stems like trees. You can do any random shapes. It just has to looks like there is some trees visible from far. Just go with some random shapes. It doesn't have to be in any particular shape. You just have to pull it. Once you're done with this random shapes, just start making small circles and rotate your pencil in shading angle, but make sure you're not doing it one straight line horizontal. Just make it up and down. It gives an illusion of there is trees at the far, because if you do just straight line from left to right, and if you just keep on doing circle, it will not give the illusion of tree. Just try to get up and then little down, and then again little up and then little down. So just follow this, like when you're shading, just move your hand up and down, so it just gives an effect of you're drawing some trees. Yeah, it looks like a tree, line of trees over there. Just blend it. Let me make the corner a little dark, assuming the reflections of the trees are gonna fall on the water. I'm just trying to make some small lines there so that it gives a feel of the trees reflecting on the water. Now let's add a mountain here. As I've already explained to you in my other video, just make a partition on the mountain and just pull the shadow from there. So this gives a real feel of the mountain. If you want to know how to draw a mountain very good, so you can follow my other video where I have described how to draw a mountain along with all the shades and effects. This is a pretty simple one. So this looks decent, so let me add some clouds in the sky. For the clouds, you just have to hold your pencil in the shading angle and just make some small circles, play with those circles, add some small shadings over there, and then blend it from by hand. So let's add some small birds here. Thank you for watching. Please go down and hit the subscribe button to watch more and more such videos. Bye.